The Gaza Strip is only 28 miles long and 4 to 7 miles wide, but 1.5 million Palestinians live there, 1/3 of them living in crowded refugee camps. The State of Israel controls all borders, main roads, the seaport, the airport, the electricity, and the water supply. While the USA was high from post-election Obama and goodbye Bush, Israel bombed Gaza. Over 1,400 Palestinians were killed and 5,300 wounded in the 22-day siege of Gaza by the Israeli army. 13 Israeli soldiers were killed, 1,400 wounded, and the U.S. government and media blamed Hamas and failed to mention that U.S. taxpayer money paid for most of those bombs, tanks, and weapons. If I speak out against the Israeli army's occupation and oppression of Palestinian people, I can be called anti-Semitic. If I don't speak out, I feel I am racist against Arab and Muslim people. And what right do I have to criticize Israel when the U.S. has invaded and occupies Afghanistan and Iraq? Invasion and occupation is the first act of aggression. It takes billions of dollars to oppress people who just want you to get the hell out of their country. Over half of the U.S. budget goes to the military-industrial complex to make sure that no one bombs us here on the land that white people stole from Native Americans. Colonialism, slavery, empire, the USA has done it all. The U.S. is the only country to drop nuclear bombs on civilians. Remember the ironically named Little Boy and Fat Man that wiped out Hiroshima and Nagasaki? The USA showed the world. The guys with the guns make the rules. Feeding the war machine is big business, and it breeds big lobbies to control Congress. Oh, let's talk about the obvious one first. You can't say Middle East without USians thinking oil. The USA is addicted to oil. The capitalists, the neocons, Halliburton, Blackwater, all fat and getting fatter off war. Then there's the pro-Israel lobby, rumored to be the second largest lobby in the USA, which is interesting because it is a lobby for another country, and 1/3 of foreign aid goes to Israel in money, war machines, and federal loans. Israel has only 6 million people and one of the highest per capita incomes in the world. So why does Israel need money? The pro-Israel lobby gives members of Congress free educational trips to Israel. Supporters of Israel will give money to congressional campaigns if they vote favorably on issues important to Israel. Much of the congressional support for Israel is based on fear of the lobby withholding money if they criticize Israel's oppression of Palestinian people. The pro-Israel lobby is also tied to the Christian right. Strange bedfellows or what? One is John Hagee, televangelist from Texas. In his book Jerusalem Countdown, he argues that a confrontation with Iran is a necessary precondition for Armageddon and the second coming of Christ. The U.S. must join Israel for a preemptive military strike against Iran to fulfill God's plan. Rapture-loving Christians are Israel's main tourist revenue. They take tour groups to the Holy Land to see the sights of Armageddon and the second coming in preparation for the end times. Okay, let's look at the fact that we have created a huge deficit by supporting war and occupation in the Middle East, and we are still paying interest on it. What if we stop the war money, support Israel and Palestine equally? The U.S. withdraws completely from Iraq and Afghanistan, and we start to create a dialogue.